Trust is a vital component of any relationship. It's absolutely essential, and without it, you'll struggle to have a true and meaningful connection with your partner. But do you know how to build trust so that you can have a loving and lasting romantic relationship? Today, we're revealing the top 8 ways to build trust in a relationship. Trust is a delicate thing. Once it's broken, it can have such a negative impact and really do some damage. Fortunately, there are many things that you can do in your relationship to strengthen the trust. Maybe you're in a new relationship and you want to show your partner that you're committed and serious. Or perhaps you're in a long-term relationship and have broken their trust and you want to work on rebuilding it. No matter your situation, knowing these 8 ways to build trust will definitely benefit your love life greatly. Some of these tips may surprise you, but what we're revealing today is backed by facts and extensive research. So you can trust that if you take on what you discover today, it will have a massive and positive impact on your love life. Plus, coming up, we'll tell you how you can get a free gift, the top 7 man-melting phrases that make men fall for you. This gift is all yours, completely free of charge, so stay tuned to find out how you can get your hands on it. But for now, let's begin the countdown on the top 8 ways to build trust in a relationship, starting with number 8, listen. Have you ever been speaking to someone only to notice that they weren't really listening? Instead, they were showing clear signs of being disengaged and uninterested in what you had to say. Whether it was an important issue or not, it still doesn't feel great to not be heard, especially by your partner who you want to share the most with. Listening is a skill, and it's an important one to have. You can hear what someone is saying, but are you truly listening? Do you take in everything that they're saying, give them your undivided attention, and take an interest? Here's why listening is so important. It makes the person speaking feel valued. It helps you to understand the situation to avoid any misunderstandings. It creates a safe space where you can feel comfortable to discuss any issues and know that you'll be heard. And it reduces stress, as once the person speaking feels they've been heard, a burden is lifted. If you want to improve your listening skills, start by ensuring that you're away from any distractions when your partner is discussing something with you. Really give them your full attention. Also, show your partner that what they have to say is important to you by not interrupting them. And if it's appropriate to do so, ask questions, empathize, and give advice. Working on your listening and communication skills will greatly help to build trust in the relationship. Why not make some small adjustments in the way that you listen and see how it positively affects your relationship? Okay, let's move on to number 7. Admit to your mistakes. It can feel uncomfortable and can be quite difficult to own up to your own mistakes. But when you know that you've made a mistake, it's important to own up and admit your wrongdoings. Some mistakes may be minor, such as telling a white lie in order to not hurt someone, or bigger mistakes such as infidelity. But no matter what the size of the issue, it's still best to face the music and own up. I'm sure someone in your life has let you down in the past or made an error of some kind that affected you. It hurt you, even though perhaps that was not their intention. Let's say, for example, this person never admits fault to their actions. They just carry on as normal and things blow over as if it never happened. You'd probably feel pretty disappointed and maybe have a different outlook or be wary of trusting this person again. But let's say they admit to their mistakes, they take responsibility and acknowledge that they were in the wrong. How would you feel then? You'd likely have a great sense of relief. You'd appreciate that they were able to admit to their mistakes and as a result feel like you can trust them more going forward. So, if you know you've made a mistake that has hurt your partner, whether it was big or small, own up to it. And here's how you can do that. First, remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and that you're helping your relationship by owning up. This is showing strength and it will help your partner to see you as loyal and honest. Next, be clear and admit to the fault. You don't have to come up with excuses or even go into full detail. Just simply be honest. Then finally, move on. There's no need to dwell. It's time to move past it. Never try to pretend that you don't make any mistakes in your life. Nobody is perfect. And when you own up to your faults, your partner will in return do the same. When you can both be accountable for your actions, this shows that you're a team and that there's mutual respect and trust. Next on our list is number 6, be vulnerable. When you can show your partner that you're vulnerable, you're showing him the real you. You're open to express your feelings and share what's in your heart. The dictionary meaning for vulnerability is willingness to show emotion or to allow one's weakness to be seen or known, and willingness to risk being hurt or attacked. Unfortunately, showing emotions can at times be seen as a weakness. We instead think that we should toughen up in order to protect ourselves. And this is not how it should be. When this wall is put up, it also shields us from a true and honest connection. It really does do the relationship a disservice. Being vulnerable isn't a weakness at all. Instead, it's actually very brave. So in order to be vulnerable, you have to be brave enough to share yourself with the risk that you might be rejected. It's saying to your partner, this is the real me. It's putting yourself out on the line and allowing him in, even if there's a possibility that you'll get hurt. Professor Bren Brown from the University of Houston researched vulnerability in people. The study looked at those with healthy levels of connection and belonging and those that do not. The results found that those with strong levels of connection felt that they were worth it, which resulted in experiencing a stronger connection with others. This really does show the importance of vulnerability for a solid foundation in a relationship. So how can you be more vulnerable? 1. Be courageous. What do you want in life? What is your passion, your goals, and your dreams? Be strong and work towards what you desire in life. 2. Share with your partner. It may take time, but slowly learn to open up to your other half. Let him know your fears, tell him about your past, and let him know your hopes and dreams. 3. Ask for what you need. Is there something you want more out of the relationship? Are your needs being met? Maybe you just need more support around the house or wish that you could spend more one-on-one time. Become comfortable with having conversations where you're open and honest and stating what it is that you want and need. When you're vulnerable in a relationship, it shows that you're putting your heart out on the line and you're trusting that they won't break it. If you want to build trust in a relationship, you need to give your partner the opportunity to connect with the real you. Before we continue, we want to give you a free gift, the top 7 man-melting phrases that make men fall for you. This amazing report is a must-have and it's all yours completely free of charge. Simply click on the link below in the description to claim your free gift. Next up on our list is number 5, communicate clearly. Having healthy communication is vital and it will do wonders for your relationship. When you speak to your partner in a clear and open way, you're helping to keep your partner informed and to help them to better understand you. It's common for couples to struggle with effective communication. They don't want to upset the other person, or perhaps they just make their own assumptions instead of having a conversation with their partner. Did you know that there are 5 major levels of communication? Level 1 is the safe conversation. This is where you have a very brief conversation with someone, for example saying, "Hi there," or "See you later." Level 2 is reporting information. For example, "I'll meet you there at 3 p.m. or "What's for dinner tonight?" Level 3 is about getting ideas or someone's point of view. For example, "Do you think this idea will work?" Level 4 is where you show emotion and it requires empathy. For example, "I've had such a terrible day." And lastly, level 5. This is where you are comfortable to go deeper, share more, and have meaningful conversations. For example, "I'm struggling so much. I don't know if I made the right career choice and I feel like a failure." Looking at those 5 levels, it's going to be pretty common to use the first 3 levels with your partner a lot of the time. But how often do you reach level 4 and 5, where the conversation requires empathy and compassion? The deep conversations don't have to be about addressing issues either. It could be about your dreams, goals, and fears. Anything that means you have connected on a deeper level and know that your partner cares, understands, and trusts you. Do you and your partner have the occasional deep and meaningful conversation? Do you believe it helped to improve the connection and level of trust? Tell us in the comments below. Moving on to number 4, think through your decisions. Do you find yourself saying yes when you really mean no, just to make your partner happy? Or do you find yourself committing to things you probably won't follow through with? Although it can be hard at times, it's important to have the courage to say no. You don't need to be someone who says yes all the time just because it feels easier to do so or to keep someone happy. Perhaps you don't want to disappoint your partner, or you just find yourself saying yes at the time, then later wish that you hadn't. When you're upfront, decisive, and honest, you're helping to build trust. So when you do want to do something and you commit to it, they'll trust that you'll be there, rather than you agreeing to everything but letting them down later. And this isn't only about dealing with the big things in a relationship, it's about the little things too, such as agreeing to meet them for lunch or picking up their dry cleaning. Only agree to what you're pretty certain that you can follow through with. Albert Einstein once said, "Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters." Of course, there will be times in life that you simply forgot or things have changed, and that's okay. You're human and you're allowed to make mistakes from time to time. But you can limit these mistakes if you just think through your decisions and be sure you know what you want before committing. And soon after, if you realize you need to change your commitment, then communicate this with your partner as soon as you can. Next on our list is number 3, improve your emotional intelligence. Having emotional intelligence is important in all areas of your life, but in particular, your romantic relationships. Emotional intelligence is having the ability to understand and control your own emotions, as well as being aware and empathizing with your partner's emotions. And being able to do so means you'll be able to deal with any issues as they arise in a healthy manner and help to build a stable and connected relationship. And on the contrary, if someone was to have low levels of emotional intelligence, it means they struggle to understand someone else's emotions and deal with their own. This can make it much harder to have a strong and trusting relationship. A study completed by Dr. Nicholas Shute showed that people that were emotionally intelligent had better social skills and were more satisfied in their marriage. Plus, another study showed that emotionally intelligent people had an overall improved well-being, higher quality of life, and job satisfaction. Strengthening your own emotional intelligence is not only great for your relationship with your partner, but also the relationships you have with friends, family members, and colleagues. So how can you strengthen your emotional intelligence to build trust in the relationship? Here's 3 things you need to do. 1. Know yourself. Take time to reflect. Ask yourself, what are my strengths and weaknesses? What brings me a lot of joy? And what triggers me to feel uptight? Ask yourself these questions often and make note of the feelings you have on a regular basis. 2. Put yourself in others' shoes. In order to be able to show empathy for others, you need to try to understand their point of view. How would you feel if you were in their situation? And 3, know your partner's goals and dreams. You and your partner should have different set of things that motivate you to succeed and that you're passionate about. Make an effort to understand what's important to him and encourage him with his life goals. By expressing your emotions in a healthy manner and being able to identify and relate to your partner's emotions, you'll certainly notice a positive shift in the relationship. Emotional intelligence is vital to not only building trust, but making love last. Okay, moving on to number 2, be respectful. When there's no respect, the relationship will suffer tremendously. A relationship with no respect is not a healthy one, and it plays a very important role in the forming of trust. Being rude, condescending, belittling, and shutting out your partner will be very damaging and only result in the relationship slowly eroding. This type of behaviour has no place if you want to have a healthy romantic relationship. Many researchers have completed studies on the importance of respect in relationships. Studies have indicated that those with higher levels of respect have better self-esteem, relationship satisfaction, and higher quality relationships. So it's pretty fair to say that respect is vital and it must be prioritised. So, how can you show respect to your partner? First, learn to compromise. Know that you don't need to see eye to eye all the time, and that's okay. If you need to make a decision, make sure that both parties are heard and understood, and find a way to meet in the middle. Second, show support. Whether that's encouraging his interests, hobbies, goals, or his career. Let him know that you care and want to see him succeed. And lastly, talk in an open and honest manner. Listen and always speak kindly. Communicate politely rather than using statements that you know are hurtful. We've made it to number 1 on our list of the top 8 ways to build trust in a relationship. Any ideas what it could be? Let's move on to find out. Number 1, be reliable. This kind of goes hand in hand with point number 4, think through your decisions. But this is going a little deeper than that. Reliability is hugely important in relationships. So even though they may feel like minor things and don't seem like they hold a lot of importance, it still counts. And if you keep letting someone down more often than not, it will chip away at the trust. Let's say you are meeting your boyfriend for dinner. You're waiting at the restaurant alone as he's 30 minutes late. He finally arrives and apologizes, and you continue on with your evening. Maybe that's no big deal if it was a once-off, right? But let's say he does things like this regularly. He forgets, he's careless, and breaks promises. How would you feel? These little things that you relied on him for would probably build up over time, causing you to feel pretty disappointed and hurt. Because even when they're small things, such as meeting on time for dinner, if someone can't commit to that, how can they then be trusted to be reliable when any important issues arise? When life throws you punches, it's comforting to know that you have someone right there by your side. This is why being able to count on your partner is so important. You must be able to rely on each other. If you know that you aren't always reliable in the relationship, try to start making some changes now. Make an effort to do what you say and say what you do. When you can show someone that you're stable, consistent, and responsible, this will really speak volumes. It will show that you absolutely can be trusted. Set the example and your partner will follow suit. You'll develop deep and mutual trust in each other. Thanks for watching our video on the top 8 ways to build trust in a relationship. Don't forget, you can claim your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. We would love for you to click the like button and subscribe to our channel for the best dating and relationship tips and tricks. We'll see you next time.